Hey, what's up? It's Seth with SethPerler.com, and this video is for you, students. This is general for middle, high school, and college students, and this is about the dip. And this is something I talk a lot about. Right now, it's the end of February, and that means that it's basically close to the middle of the semester of second semester in a school year. And oftentimes, at this point in time, students go through the dip. Usually 6 to 8 weeks into any given semester, students who are not the best students go through the dip. And what the dip is this time when you start off your semester and everything is going strong. And then a few weeks into the semester, things start to get a little bit weird. Things might be really high, really low, really high. I mean, things just start to get all over the place. The thing is that at the beginning of the semester, you start off strong, you have all A's and B's, you're getting everything in. Generally, if you're watching this video, you're probably a good starter. It's the finishing that's difficult. It's the follow through and finishing off the semester. So a lot of my students, they'll do really well. And then something happens right about here. 6 to 8 weeks in, teachers start to get a bunch of grades in. Let's say that you turned in stuff late, they're entering those grades. Or that you have a couple of zeros. Teachers are entering a bunch of old grades, and all of a sudden, boom, the dip happens. Everything goes downhill. You might have a big little dip here, come back, boom, 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 but essentially everything falls to pieces. All your A's and B's just go boom and turn into C's, D's, and F's. It can happen really fast. All of a sudden, 8 weeks in, or right now, the end of February, if you were to look at your grades today, you might see, holy cow, you have 4 F's and 2 A pluses, or some crazy combination of scores. So this is very, 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 very common, very predictable pattern. The question is, what do you do about it? Well, there are 3 things to do about it. 1, nothing. Keep avoiding, keep procrastinating, keep telling yourself you don't feel motivated, keep making excuses, stay in the dip, avoid, and you will end up with low grades at the end, because you will intend to pull it together, but if you don't do it, it's not going to happen automatically. Next thing you know, it's a week before the end of the semester, and you try to pull it together, but when the actual report card comes and it's summertime, it's too late, and you have a bunch of F's. You have to retake classes, go to summer school, or whatever. 2, you work to dig yourself out of the hole. You start swimming upstream. You start doing what you can sometimes, but you aren't consistent enough to really pull it together, and you end up with a bunch of mid-range grades, a bunch of C's, or you might have an F and a D and a couple of A's and B's and C's, sort of you're averaging mid-range. And then the third thing that can happen is that you really dig yourself out of the pit. You really turn it around. You're like, I'm not going to let this happen. And that's why I'm making this video now. The dip is happening now. If you address it right now, today, and you start doing good things for yourself, you will make it much, much, much easier to end up with all A's and B's, and with actually not very much effort. It really, believe it or not, doesn't require much more effort to get your A's and B's than you're probably putting in already. But it does require a few things. I'm going to give you a couple of ideas that are going to help you. If you want to turn it around, you want to not be digging yourself out of a giant hole, and you want to not swim upstream the whole rest of the semester, and you want to make it much easier on yourself, here are some tips that'll help you. Number 1, immediately, and you're not going to want to do this, some of you are not going to want to do this, advocate for yourself. Connect with your teachers. Sit down today, look at your grades, write an email to your teacher, say, hey, what's up? It's me, Seth, or whoever you are. Look, I'm getting a C in your class, or a D or an F. I want to do well. My goal is to get whatever. If you want to get an A or a B, tell them your goal. My goal is to get whatever, and can I meet with you during office hours this week? Or do you have a suggestion for me? Or what can I do to bring my grade up? I don't want to be digging myself out of a hole the rest of the semester. Own it. Be honest. Connect with them. Again, many of you are going to want to resist, and here's what you're going to say. How do I know you're going to say it? Because a lot of my students say it all the time. Well, I'll just talk to them when I see them in class. Baloney. Do not lie to yourself. I have been doing this a long time. I work with all kinds of students. I get 2 students. I get the ones that say, well, I'll just talk to them when I see them in class. and they don't. And then I ask them a couple days later, they say, no, I forgot, but I'll do it tomorrow. And then they don't. Don't lie to yourself, just do it. And then I get the type of student who says, okay, Seth, I'll email them. And they email them. And trust me, it works. Teachers respect this. Connect with your teachers now, today. Don't wait, just do it. Look at your grades and connect with them. It says a lot. 2, overhaul. Bring home every single paper from your locker, your desk, whatever, every book, every gum wrapper, everything. Throw it in your backpack, cram it in your backpack. Bring home everything from school. Every molecule of anything that has to do with school. Bring it home, dump it on the floor, and overhaul it. Go through all of it. Recycle papers you don't need, archive papers you may need. Make a pile of papers you need to either turn in or finish and then turn in. And then put the things in the folders that you need to keep in your folders. Get reorganized, completely overhaul your backpack, your books and everything. Reset, it's like resetting your computer, resetting the modem. Do an overhaul or a reset and do that today or tomorrow or the next day. Like just get everything and get it done. And you should probably do that every 2 weeks, by the way, from now on through the rest of the school year. Trust me, that will help a lot just going through stuff. Here's what happens when my students overhaul everything. We start going through the papers, looking at stuff, and then they say something like this. Oh, that's where that is. I've been looking for that. Yeah, I have a 0 on that. I thought I turned it in, or something like that. So do the overhauls. 3, sacred study space. If you're studying on the couch one day, in bed one day, at the desk one day, at the kitchen table one day, stop. Pick a place and create a place to study that is sacred. A place that you do not put junk on, you do not mess with, you don't put laundry on it, you don't put a bunch of things that don't have anything to do with school. It's a place for you to study. You want your brain to associate it with studying and not other things. When you're not studying, you want to be free. You want to enjoy your life. You want to be present for whatever the things are that you enjoy, not thinking about school. And when you're thinking about school and studying, you want to just do that, okay? So I see a lot of people who take an hour's worth of homework and turn it into 4 hours because they screw around a lot and they don't have a good sacred study space. So next, make a sacred study space, a good spot in your house or wherever to study that you know is distraction free. Make a routine. You don't have to follow the routine. That's the trick of the routine. But if you think that it's best for your brain to focus on homework from 4 to 6:30 p.m., make a routine, post it, put it up on the wall so you remember what routine you wanted to do. If it's good for you to study from 8 to 10 p.m., I don't care what it is. Just be honest with yourself and make a routine. When you're not routine, you tend to get more discombobulated, more forgetful, you lose track of details. So just try your best to make a routine. It doesn't have to be perfect, and you don't even have to always follow it, but make it. Consciously make it. Finally, prioritize. Look, what's the priority? You. Creating an awesome future for yourself. Creating an awesome life for yourself. You are the priority, okay? Prioritize. Delete the stupid video games from your computer. Throw away the Xbox. Get rid of the TV. Whatever is distracting you, get Facebook off your phone. I don't care what it is. It's for you. Like, get rid of the things that are not priorities, that are distracting you from creating an awesome life now and in the future. There's a lot of distractions in our world, okay? Prioritize it. Prioritize yourself and just be like, I'm not gonna allow that to interfere with my life, and get rid of it, okay? Last time I played a video game was literally 13 years ago. The reason I don't play them is because I don't just play one video game. I sit there and play, and then 3 hours later I go, where did that 3 hours go? And during that time I'm going, just one more game, just one more game, just like, look, I got rid of them from my life. I don't want them, they interfere with my life. I don't have cable TV because if I have it, I'll watch it, and I don't really watch it. I just flip channel. Like, I know myself. Get to know yourself, be very honest with yourself, and get rid of the clutter from your life. Whether it's electronics, whether it's toxic people in your life, I don't care what it is. Prioritize you and having a great future where you can contribute to the world and bring your skills and your gifts and your awesomeness to the world to do some good, okay? Get rid of those distractions. All right, have an awesome day. Get to it. You're probably in the dip right now. Get out of the dip. Do a few things for yourself that's going to make that happen, and have an awesome week. I'll see you soon.